Good evening, everybody. It's Conspiracy Carl. It is the 5th of February, obviously 2019, and it is quarter to 9 GMT evening in the UK. I just wanted you to watch this video. I've took this from somebody else's work, right? So I really hope that he doesn't mind, but it's just to get a little message across. Anyway, please enjoy.
Future. With CryoSleep, we'll make sure your child rests peacefully, humanely, free from hunger, safe from harm, while we work to build a better, brighter future. CryoSleep. Awake to a better world.
We were standing at the edge of the lake, and I seen the little bubbling water, and we felt the ground get a little squishy, so we got very alarmed and we went to the top of the hill.
Ocala Fire Rescue and Ocala Police got to the 4 ranch townhomes and evacuated the units.
The pond is completely empty. And as we come around over here, we have about 6 to 10 more sinkholes that have opened up.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is James Othor with the Impossible Channel. Welcome aboard. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Have you ever asked yourself, folks, if you're in the Matrix, if you're living inside of a simulation?
How do you feel? Alive. What do you see? White. Rum. Chad.
Well, guys, there are certain videos here will make us question the reality that we are living in. This is most amazing because one of these videos is coming in repeatedly from different sources all over the world, and this is happening right now, and you might actually be seeing this also.
Yo, look at this. You can see the shadows on the cloud from the... I don't know if this is chemtrails or what, but this is weird. Like, you can literally see it. It wasn't like this a couple minutes ago. Like, there were planes flying and...
Just look up and make sure to notice this. Sometimes if you're wearing a sunglass, it will help you see the effects that we're talking about. Now, I'm going to show this on screen so you can understand it better. This is coming from a lot of people out there, and I'm calling this the opposite shadow. This is one of those things that makes you question if we are not living inside of a dome. If we're not in a simulation. I'm not saying that the earth is flat, folks. I'm just being literal. Is it possible that in some point of our existence, we were domed to keep us safe or to keep something safe from us?
I repeat, we are under attack!
Because it certainly looks like, when you're looking at this kind of video, it certainly looks like we have a dome on top of us. How could this plane making a chemtrail produce a shadow on the opposite direction? This is a big question. Not only that, what if it's Project Bluebeam? What if they're projecting a screen into our sky? Literally transforming our sky into a huge screen so they can project anything into it. That could explain the shadow being cast on the opposite side also. Now there's another theory, this is a little bit simpler than the others, that it could be just because we have too much chemicals in our atmosphere already because of chemtrailing, pollution, industries, and all those things, you know, sandstorms, whatever, you name it. Our sky is filled with different particles and chemicals that, when the sun hits the ground, and because of course we have filled the ground with reflective objects, what I mean, like cars. So if you picture the sun hitting those cars and reflecting to the upper atmosphere, that could also be the reason that we're seeing a shadow being cast on the opposite direction when these chemtrails are formed. So as you can see, there are many theories, and I would, for now, not grasp into any of them.
Okay, so here I am out here in September, and as you can see, there's obviously a really very clear planet that is right north of the sun. And wow, I would love to say it was the moon, but since the moon happens to be right here on the opposite side, there's no way it is. And since we all have been taught in school that Mercury and Venus do not show up, oh, just look at that planet just beaming and shining right now. Somebody tell me what it is. Thank you.
There's also another thing, folks, that makes us question if we're living inside of a matrix, and this is also scary. Planet X, right? There's so many people talking about it, so little evidence. And when I say so little evidence, this is because, indeed, there are not many videos out there of another sun. By any chance this person was trying to fool us, right, with a lens or a special effect, something like that, the moon would also duplicate, right? Any shiny object would duplicate itself. And not only that, what appears to be the second sun is actually behind the clouds, which turns all of this way more, you understand what I'm talking about, right? How do you do that? There's no way. So either this is a UFO, and it's pretending to be another sun or something like that, or it's feeding off of our sun, which would be kind of scary, of course, or this is the second sun. But then again, why aren't all of the people around the world seeing this exactly at the same time? Or at least half of the world, right? If the world is indeed round, and they say all those things they say, at least half of the world should be seeing this event at the same time. But they're not, which makes me think this might actually be a UFO. So a lot of people are capturing this event, and we still don't know if this is Planet X or not, but indeed it makes us feel like we're in the Matrix or some sort of simulation where we have a bunch of things happening and there's no explanation for it. Of course, there's another thing that makes us feel like we're in the Matrix, and this is geoengineering, folks. Before I go on and talk about Sophia and artificial intelligence, we have geoengineering. One of the first things you should ask is, how can they geoengineer the planet? If it is possible for them, and this is what I wanted to talk about with you guys, if it's possible to chemtrail and harp the skies and literally move storms and do whatever they're doing with it, are we really living in a spinning ball in the middle of the universe? Think about it, because we have, supposedly, of course,
Please do that this man says, yeah, for the Impossible channel. I've been following this person on his channel for probably the best part of 2.5, probably 3 years now. He comes across with some amazing points. He's got a massive subscription following. Loads of people don't give him grief. But my some, not all, but there are a couple of subscribers that I've got that want to give me grief about this spinning ball earth thing. But come on, think about this, people. If we are on this massive globe, like they say, how are they modifying the whole of this world, the whole of this massive place? How are they modifying the weather to control the whole of it? Come on, please think about this, people, rationally. I'm going to put it back on and let you get on with it now, okay? Sorry about that, but I just had to get that in.
Solar storms, the other planets, doing what they do, interfering theoretically, of course, in our gravity and our pull and everything. Think about it, guys. How is it possible for them to chemtrail and geoengineer the world, the entire world? And I'm gonna play a video right now, just a part of it, so you can understand what I'm talking about.
You could spray something into the atmosphere to change. Okay,
Spray
okay.
pollution.
And you just do it for part of the planet?
Pretty much the whole planet.
No, but could you? Could you just like say, just make things better for the United States?
Very hard to do. It seems that this is mostly global.
This guy, David Keith, becomes clean, you know, and he says, listen guys, if we're gonna geoengineer, we're gonna have to geoengineer the entire planet. And so, you know, what is going on right now is real, folks. They are chemtrailing and harping and doing all of these things with the sky, and that's why we have storms, bizarre storms, we have nor'easters.
I'm David Bell in Moncton, where, once again, Maritimers are spending the day digging out. Edgar McGraw says with the right equipment, keeping on top of it is possible, but this season has been tough.
This winter has definitely been a challenge for us this year. I've never seen so much snow in the years that I've been alive.
The back is ice on the lake, but the rivers can't flow. Look at the beaches. So check this out.
People are asking themselves, how is summer going to be, right? So, in general, guys, if they have the ability of shaping and shifting these storms just the way they want, how could it be that we are living inside of a spinning ball, out of control, in the middle of the universe, in a total chaos, amongst trillions and thousands of planets and stars, with solar storms here and there, black holes here and there, you know what I mean? So if you stop to think about it, they wouldn't be able to steer and shape and shift the storms and the weather perfectly like they're doing. Unless, of course, we are living inside of a simulation.
Ding! Ding! It's not hard!
But we did not get a clarifying answer on that particular point.
Okay, another one. Charles Strange, the father of one of the Navy SEALs, Michael's.
So in general, these are some of the things that makes us wonder if we're living inside of a matrix or a simulation, something different, other than what they have told us in school. And it makes you wonder, how long has this been going on? And if this has been going on for quite a while, right? We have UFOs in ancient paintings, we have UFOs in ancient pyramids. How is all of this possible if this isn't a simulation? And if this is a simulation, who is running the show?
Extremely odd looking. They were the exact same height, they were wearing the exact same clothes, and they had the exact same faces, like they were twins. And he said they were wearing black suits, black trench coats, they were wearing like the old-fashioned Federo hats. They had extreme
things that don't match. Because I'm pretty sure you feel the same thing most people sometimes feel, that we are living in a puppet show.
Your body is not who you are. Transfer the human consciousness between bodies to live eternal life.
They're asking themselves if they can actually live inside of robots forever. You know, this is very strange. But at the same time, it's actually in the brink of happening, if it didn't happen already.
This is what I'm talking about, man! What is going on?
So again, these are things actually that are gonna make us question if we're living inside of a simulation.
We do research in microrobotics here in the lab. We try to study small-scale robots, typically less than a millimeter in size. How do we design them? How do we control them?
They said they went to the moon, later to find out they had the Van Allen belt, and it was quite impossible of passing this Van Allen belt without facing the consequences of a radiation belt that's strong. So what is going on here? In this this is bizarre because if there is a simulation, how many levels of this simulation are we living in?
It's a flat disk, is it? Not actually flat. It is slightly convex, but not much on the surface. No. It is a disk of carbon.
The moon's made of carbon?
Just carbon, just a carbon disk, which shows in this. Yeah. This I saw 2 years ago on the harvest moon, September moon. And this material here is plasticine phosphorus, or a material very, very similar to that.
But where does that come from? Where does the plasticine phosphorus actually picked up?
It's circulating in the atmosphere. When the moon's waning, it allows it to go off, and when it's waxing, it picks it up again. Now,
but I want you to leave a comment. What do you think about all this? Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, and I'll see you again.
So, people, please go on to the That Is Impossible channel. Subscribe to this man because he's very, very intelligent. His videos are absolutely brilliant, and he can do a lot more than what I can do at the moment. So perhaps we can all help each other. I'm hoping that he doesn't sort of get upset with me copying this video, because I've done this without asking. I just hope that he sees it as an information sort of pass along to help others. So I'm just asking one thing really, please, the people that have wrote, you know, nasty comments and tried to take, you know, fun out of me or whatever for saying about flat earth, or for saying about a dome or something over us, please do a little bit more research, before believing stuff that's on programmed computers. And when you're looking at things that they say is out in space, like the ISS, and you've got a camera taking the picture of it, who's operating the camera taking the picture of the ISS? Think about it, please. Don't say satellites, because they need the lights and everything else to get to the perfect view. Please think about it. Anyway, this Conspiracy Cole. Love each and every single one of you. Please give me a like, and leave the comments down below. Try and keep them nice, and I'll speak to you soon. Love each and every single one of you. Remember, unite, don't fight. We're all one. Love each and every single one of you. Goodbye.